I was taught to hate. I was taught to hate myself. I was taught to hate my body. And the really sad part is I was taught to hate you, all of you. As a second-generation immigrant, I was taught that if you're not part of my family, you were to be feared and hated. I grew up in Long Island, New York, 1960s. It was a predominantly white neighborhood. Okay, who am I kidding? It was all white. There was no black, no Latino. We had one Asian family, and they owned my favorite Chinese restaurant. Our idea of diversity was Italian and Jewish. Pizza, pasta, and matzah. So imagine my surprise one day when I walk into my 5th grade class. I'm 10 years old, all chipper, and I walk in, and kids with blue eyes get to go to the left. Kids with brown eyes have to go to the right. I've got hazel eyes. When I'm happy, they're green. That morning, they were brown. The brown-eyed kids were told they were not as good as the blue-eyed kids. The brown-eyed kids got to stay after school, get extra homework, clean up garbage in the playground. The blue-eyed kids got extra credit, got to go home early, got a cookie in the cafeteria every day that week. We were protesting. This isn't fair. I can't change the color of my eyes. What's the problem? People who were friends the day before were fighting now over something that we were taught. We were brought into the auditorium by Principal Kilroy at the end of the week. Said we were part of an experiment. Yeah, it was an experiment about brown eyes and blue eyes. Arbitrary, but devastating. 2 years before Jane Elliott had done the same experiment. And the hypothesis was correct. Prejudice is not born, it is taught. Okay. The problem is it lingered. I somehow thought that maybe blue is better, right? I was taught that. And then when context came out, I got blue ones. Made me look like a space alien from Star Wars. Didn't make me any better. Fast forward, I get to college, my freshman year. I walk in and my roommate is black. Everything about her is completely different. Her hair is different. Her makeup is different. Her music, the way she dances is completely different. And I loved it. We were best friends. Kesha and I were completely inseparable. You talk about opposites attract. We were joined at the hip. They would call us the original Oreo cookie. And I love this. And then I realized that my parents didn't like black people because they'd never met one. Oh, I was going to change this. We're going home for Thanksgiving. I called my parents on a phone that looked just like that. It's like, hey, Mom and Dad. They both got on the phone at the same time. And they said, no, you are not bringing a black kid home to this house for Thanksgiving. Okay, I'm going home with Kesha. We called her parents in Alabama, same phone. They also said no. They said, you are not bringing a white kid home to this neighborhood for the holidays. So that Thanksgiving, we stayed in protest in our dorm room. What did we see that other people were not seeing? See, I just seen a musical called The Me Nobody Knows off Broadway in New York. It was written by urban kids. They talked about poverty, discrimination, drug use. But they also sang and danced about resilience, hope, and dreams. And I thought, we need to do this in my school. See, at that time, the University of Rochester had 2 acting groups. A black acting group, they did The River Niger. And the white kids, they did Oklahoma and The Music Man. I thought, we need to put these together. That's what I'm going to do as a 19-year-old. And I was met with threats, death threats, hate, rampant. Nobody wanted to put this together, but I took a stand. Because I knew that the message was bigger than the messenger. And so I stood there and I took it. I was a 19-year-old kid. And we launched this show to a resounding applause throughout the entire community. They wrote stories about us. They did media about us. And the crazy thing is, 37 years later, University of Rochester representative flew 2,000 miles to Tampa, Florida, to give me a plaque and to remind me in the newspaper ad that if you throw a pebble in the ocean, you make a ripple. I got to Los Angeles, and my partner and I were part of the Big Brother, Little Brother program. And we were given Dexter Ride Out. Dexter was a little black kid, 8 years old, a little darker than my outfit. Now, he was taught that white people in this program were there to buy him things. And I was there to teach him, I'm going to show you things money can't buy. And I believed in him. And I said, the neighborhood and what they teach you is different, and we're going to do this together. And we did so much. I told Dexter that he could be anything. He could be president of the United States. And he said, oh, no, Mom, there's no way I could do that. And he was right. See, he never saw Obama take office. Because in the summer of 2003, Dexter was walking from a haircut to church in his neighborhood. And a kid who was taught to hate, was taught that human life is the price that you pay to get into a gang. My boy was wearing blue. He walked up behind him and shot him 10 times in the back and left him for dead on Hoover Street on a Sunday morning because of what he was taught was right. That's a picture of Dexter. Dexter was best man at my wedding. That's the picture that you never want to see of your family on the cover of the Times. So what's the lesson? Well, apparently the hypothesis is right. We are not born to judge each other or be prejudiced. We are taught these things. We're taught by media, by each other, by schools. But we are taught. And if you can teach hate, my idea worth spreading is, can we possibly teach love? So I'm going to ask you as you all go home from today, you look at somebody and you pass them by, can you just go give them a smile? Smiles are contagious. Can you look at somebody who's completely different from you and imagine what's it like to walk in their shoes? Can you get cut off by somebody when you're walking or on the road and you still want to go like that? Could you go like that? Because that's what I'm teaching today. I'm excited to see as I stand here in this red circle at age 65, many years after the first time I dropped a pebble. If I ask or implore you guys to all drop a pebble for something you stand for, that you believe in, that we can teach love even though we are completely different. We are an urban mosaic, and we look really beautiful when we're all together. Look left, right now. You are completely different. Give them a high five and say, I love you. See, if I'm spreading that in the sea here, what can I do for you guys at home? Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Thank you. I've waited my whole life to get here and share this story. And maybe the story that love can be taught is as old as time. Or maybe, just maybe, it's an idea whose time has come.